Kenwa Mabuni was one of the first karateka to teach karate on mainland Japan and is credited as developing the style known as Shitō-ryū Immovable, heart, a movable mind. Achievements. Funakoshi Gichin learned kata from Kenwa Mabuni. In order to expand his knowledge, he sent his son Jigo to study kata in Mabuni's dojo in Osaka. Kenwa Mabuni, Moto Buchoki and other Okinawans were actively teaching karate in Japan prior to this point, when Gichin Funakoshi officially brought karate from Okinawa to mainland Japan. Shitō-ryū is a school of karate that was founded by Kenwa Mabuni in 1931. In 1939, the style was officially registered in the Butokukai headquarters. The development of the katas Aoyagi, Shitō-ryū and Myojo, specifically for women, under request of the Japanese government at the time. Early years. Born in Shuri on Okinawa in 1889, Mabuni was a 17th-generation descendant of the famous warrior Untitled Chapter. Perhaps because of his weak constitution, he began his instruction in his hometown in the art of shurite at the age of 13, under the tutelage of the legendary Anko Usutsune Itazu. He trained diligently for several years, learning many kata from this great master. It was Itazu who first developed the pinan kata, which were most probably derived from the kusanku's form. One of his close friends, Chojin Miyagi, introduced Mabuni to another great of that period, Higaonna Kanryo, and began to learn Nahate under him as well. While both Itazu and Higashiona taught a hard soft style of Okinawan te, the methods and emphases were quite distinct. The Itazu syllabus included straight and powerful techniques as exemplified in the knife and chi and basai kata. The Higashiona syllabus, on the other hand, stressed circular motion and shorter fighting methods as seen in the popular Saipai and Kuru-run-for forms. Shitō-ryū focuses on both hard and soft techniques to this day. Although he remained true to the teachings of these two great masters, Mabuni sought instruction from a number of other teachers, including Saisho Aragaki, Tawada Shimboku's Tsuyoshi Jino and Wu Jianwei. In fact, Mabuni was legendary for his encyclopedic knowledge of kata and the bunkai applications. By the 1920s, he was regarded as the foremost authority on Okinawan kata and the history, and was much sought after as a teacher by his contemporaries. There is even some evidence that his expertise was sought out in China, as well as Okinawa and mainland Japan. As a police officer, he taught local law enforcement officers and, at the behest of his teacher Itazu, began instruction in the various grammar schools in Shuri and Naha. Shitō-ryū history. In an effort to popularize karate in mainland Japan, Mabuni made several trips to Tokyo in 1917 and 1928. Although much that was known as te or karate had been passed down through many generations, with jealous secrecy, it was his view that it should be taught to anyone who sought knowledge with honesty and integrity. In fact, many masters of his generation held similar views on the future of karate. Gichin Funakoshi, another contemporary, had moved to Tokyo in the 1920s to promote their art on the mainland as well. During this period, Mabuni also taught many other prominent martial artists, such as Otsuka Hironori and Yasuhiro Konishi. Both men were students of Funakoshi. By 1929, Mabuni had moved to Osaka on the mainland to become a full-time karate instructor of a style he originally called Hanko-yu, or half-hard style. In an effort to gain acceptance in the Japanese Butokukai Butokugai, the governing body for all officially recognized martial arts in that country. He and his contemporaries decided to call their art karate, or empty hand, rather than Chinese hand, perhaps to make it sound more Japanese. Around the same time, perhaps when first introducing his style to the Butokugai, is when it's believed the name of the style changed to Shitō-ryū, in honor of its main influences. Mabuni derived the name for his new style of Shitō-ryū from the first kanji character in the names Shi for Higashiyama and Tu for Itazu. With the support of Sakagami, he opened a number of Shitō-ryū dojo in the Osaka area, including Kansai University and a Japan Karate Dekai dojo. To this day, the largest contingent of Shitō-ryū practitioners in Japan is centered in the Osaka area. However, Mabuni's contemporary Shinpan Shiroma remained in Shuri, Okinawa, and established Okinawan Shitō-ryū career. Mabuni published a number of books on the subject and continued to systematize the instruction method. Perhaps more than any other master in the last century, Mabuni was steeped in the traditions and history of karate-do, yet forward-thinking enough to realize that it could spread throughout the world. To this day, Shitō-ryū recognizes the influences of Itazu and Higashiyama. The kata syllabuses of Shitō-ryū is still often listed in such a way as to show the two lineages. In his latter years, he developed a number of formal kata, such as Aoyagi Seiyu with Yasuhiro Konishi under the assistance of Yoshiba Morihei and Meijo, for example, which were designed specifically for women's self-defense. Jesse Enkamp cites that the special techniques of Mabuni's Shitō-ryū and Konishi's Jūjutsu takes into consideration the anatomy of the fair sex, and the kata Meijo, or Myojo, was also a product of Mabuni's research in this field. Later years, Kenwa Mabuni died in 1952, and he is succeeded by his sons Kenei and Kenzo. His son Kenzo Mabuni died on the 26th of June 2005, and was succeeded by his daughter,